Welcome, Riders fans, once again to the latest episode of the Leicester Riders Summer Signing Showcase. Once again, I am Greg, and this time I'm super excited to be joined by Riders' latest signing, Bernard Pelote. Bernard, first of all, got to ask you how you're doing today and where you're joining us from today.
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing it from my house down in Savannah, Georgia, USA.
Wonderful. Um, Obviously, it's great to have you with us in Leicester. You've taken a pretty interesting route through to professional basketball from Savannah, from your high school, NCAA Division Two, Division One at Western Carolina, moved across the Atlantic for your first professional season in Germany, and now you're in Leicester. So I guess my first question, Bernard, is how does it feel to officially be a Leicester Rider?
Oh, it feels good. After talking to the coach, I did a couple of digging myself, looked up the program and stuff. Has a very solid foundation of winning. And it feels good to be part of a winning culture. Again, and it's I want to say it's pressure. Well, it is pressure, but it's good to have like the respect going in, knowing that like what we're fighting for, we're playing for and stuff. Yeah, it just feels great.
Wonderful. And was there anything during the recruitment process that really stood out to you and made you think, yeah, this is definitely the next club for me?
Um, yeah, I just like the way Coach Rob, I like the way he showed himself. And he told me, I want you to come in, play hard, rebound and stuff. And I like the boy he was telling me, I like his coaching style and stuff. That really what stuck out to me the most.
Wonderful. And obviously, Coach Rob, a super successful coach here at Leicester Riders, an absolute legend at the club for us. So, before we get too deep into basketball, Bernard, it'd be great, I think, for Riders fans to know a little bit more about the player, the person behind the player. Obviously, you've mentioned you're from Savannah, Georgia. So, what was young Bernard like?
Um, this a good kid. I felt like I love basketball from a young age. I used to play football first. Then I went from football to playing basketball at the age of 12. That's when I started playing recreational basketball. And I played middle school, then of course went to high school and so on and so forth. Um I used to be very, very big. I was on the bigger side, like I was a little chubby kid. Um then when I got to high school, I went from being like 6 foot one summer, then I grew to like 6'4", 6'5" in a span of like 2.5 months. And yeah, just went from there. But outside of basketball, I like to bowl. I like going to the beach. Um, Very quiet guy. I don't really say too much. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Obviously, you mentioned you started playing American football before basketball. What position did you play?
I play defensive end.
Quite a physical position, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you feel that physicality translated into when you started playing basketball at all?
Yeah, so I felt like I could take I was used to getting bumped, getting rebounds and stuff like that, so I was accustomed to that and stuff. And that was kind of what translated from football to basketball, I felt like.
Wonderful. So many transferable skills from all sports, of course.
Right.
In terms of your basketball journey, you attended the Woodville Tompkins High School in Savannah, where you became the team captain and one of the team's leading players. In your senior season, you put up some really impressive numbers: 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game. Was there a specific moment during your time at Woodville Tompkins that you thought that basketball could take you somewhere at all? Was that a specific moment, or was it more gradual?
Um, let me see. I think I was a sophomore, so my second year in high school. This is the time where I grew into I was 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", and my high school coach, he was like, you can go to college for it, and I wasn't really at that time. I just want to be a good basketball player. Like I just want to be a respected basketball player. Whenever I go around the city, of course, and like just play, pick up games, and just play around. Like people would like pick me up on the to be on their team to play and stuff like that. So I just want to be good enough to do that. And then of course go to high school and be a good high school player. But then he was like, you can definitely go to college too as well. He was like, if you put the work in and stuff. And so when I was a sophomore, that's when it really clicked. I was like, okay, I can be good. And then when I got to my junior year, into my junior year, going to my senior year, and we started traveling in the summertime, going to play different high schools and stuff, and playing against like top talent in Georgia, the top teams or whatever in different classifications and stuff. That's when I was like doing good. I won't say I was doing the best or whatever, but I was like holding my own against them. I just wasn't just like Like I wouldn't say I was the weakest link. You couldn't just like push me around. Like I was definitely like holding my own. And that's when it dawned on me. I was like, maybe I could go to college. Maybe I could do, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I could really take this to another level and stuff. And then the last game of the season, of my high school career, my high school coach was like, you can make a lot of money playing this game. He was like, stay coachable and just be willing to learn. And he said everything else gonna take care of itself. And that's what it's been doing so far. You
Sounds
know.
like incredible. Yeah, sounds like incredible advice.
Yeah.
Be coachable, be open to that, be receptive to that, and work hard. And after high school, you stepped up to your collegiate career, starting at Catawba College in NCAA Division Two.
Mhm.
You spent 2 seasons at Catawba playing in the South Atlantic Conference at the Div 2 level. What made Catawba the right place for you at that point of your career?
So I picked Catawba College because the coach there, fun fact, his name is Rob too, Rob Parent. He was like, I want you to come and play right away. So for me, like, I don't I don't want to say I have a problem with like not playing or whatever, but I want to go somewhere where I'm wanted, like and needed, like versus I want to go somewhere else and just like be behind a whole bunch of guys. No, I want to get thrown to the fire, start to learn because I'm better like experience, so that's the big thing for me. So that's why I went there. I was able to play a bunch of minutes as a freshman and stuff. Of course, it went up and down, but depending on my level of play, sometimes I've had bad games. Like being consistent, that's really what it was for me. Um, yeah, so that's why I really went there, and that's when I got the experience down and stuff like that, and just knowing like playing good.
Yeah, it was a hunger, a desire to play
Mhm.
is never a bad thing for a
Yeah.
basketball player. Absolutely not. Your second season, you had a big breakout. You pretty much doubled both your points production, your rebound production. Was there anything that you felt had changed between your sort of freshman and sophomore seasons at all?
The confidence. So my freshman year. And also I had to get stronger. The physicality was a little different, of course, because I had to think about I'm really playing against like I was 18 at the time, so I'm playing against people that's 21, 22, 23, maybe even 24-year-olds, that's already been experienced and stuff. So once I really got in the weight room, got stronger, and that's what got the confidence up for the next season and stuff. So yeah.
Fantastic. And obviously, your standout performances at Catawba College earned you the opportunity to move into Division One with Western Carolina. When you got that news, how big of a moment was it for you, Bernard?
It was good. A lot of people around me like was saying that, oh, you definitely could play Division One. Me, I just want to play basketball. That's where I was stuck. I just want to play. Like that's me. I just want to, no matter where it's at, I just want to play. Like I just love the game that much. But it was a big moment. I was pretty excited to go there, be in the Southern Conference. I loved it. I love Coach Gray, that coaching staff and stuff. It was pretty good. The thing about Western that taught what I learned from Western was that like everybody has to play a certain role. So my role at Catawba was to score, be the one of the main guys scoring and stuff like that, rebounding. But on my West Carolina team, I didn't have to like put the ball down as much. I just had to catch and shoot, rebound, defend, and then everybody else play their own roles and we help win.
Wonderful. You spent 3 years at Western Carolina. Your first year, 5.5 points a game, 3.2 rebounds a game, improving each year. Your final year, 14.2 points per game, 7.6 points per game. You're the team's leading scorer and rebounder at that point. What do you think changed the most about you and your game during those 3 years?
Let me see. Okay, so I think the first year was me getting there, seeing if I could play at that level. Um, that was a question that my first year there I had to answer for myself, and I answered it after the season. I was like, yeah, I definitely could play here, play at this level. The second year, I felt like it was more so about like me understanding the game, knowing when to shoot the ball, knowing like yeah, time and score, knowing how to read, like doing certain things defensively and stuff. And then my third year, I just put it all together from the time at Catawba to the time at Western, and then I put it all together for my last year. And yeah, and also understanding like the rules. Like everybody don't not gonna have the same rule. You have to like, and you got to be a star in your role. So for me, I'm athletic, so I use it to my advantage. Get rebounds, offensive rebounds, be basically a man on the boards. And then my coach said if you can shoot the ball from 18, 15 feet, you can rebound and you can play good defense, you're gonna always have a job.
100% true. 100% too. Uh, Across your collegiate and your high school career, was there a particular memory or game that you think back of particularly fondly that you was a real special moment or game for you?
I think it's a couple. So I want to say my junior year of high school, we had won 29 games. We went 29-1. We lost the only game we lost was in the state playoffs, in the Elite Eight. But that season, it was one game where I think I had 27 points and like 12 rebounds, I want to say. And for me, that was a moment because like I realized that if I just this by me being out there, I don't have to force anything. This me being out there, the game going kind of, I want to say it's going like it's got to go with the flow, and it's gonna happen on its own. If I just be out there playing hard and stuff, I'm gonna find a way to be effective. And then just by me be doing that, I got 27 points, catch and shoot, get into my mid range without even having to force anything. So it was that moment I liked. Um, Collegiate wise, I want to say when my first year at Western, it was in the SoCon tournament. And in the SoCon tournament, you gotta basically is a tournament, but we only get one bid to the NCAA tournament, the March Madness. So we in this tournament to play other teams, and we played East Tennessee State in the first round of it. And I wasn't really playing that much at that time at all. Like I would play, like I would get like 10 minutes a game. So it's the first game of the tournament. So I'm thinking, okay, I might not play that much. Okay, cool. But I was ready. And I think I hit what 4 threes that game. I think I finished with 14 points and 8 rebounds. And that was a pretty special moment because the crowd was like, it was a pretty packed out arena, or the tournament was pretty packed and stuff. And it was just fun. It was just good vibes. Like, I really liked that. It was,
Fantastic.
you know,
Awesome. I think you also had at least one 3 point game as well throughout your career. When I was looking you up earlier.
I
So
had 6 3 point 3 pointers. Oh, that was at Western my first year. That was the first game of the season. Yeah.
yeah, some pretty good going. Some pretty good going.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't think I've shot 6 threes in a season. So there we go. But I think talking about your collegiate career, there seems to be definitely a pattern of like growth and development throughout. Would you say that's a hallmark of who you are and as a basketball player and as a person?
Yes, I'm always looking to get better. I feel like you have to be willing, either the game, you gotta change with the game. It's evolving. So you can't just stay stagnant. I feel like, so for me, like in going on, like what's looking next, my next part of my development would be, now I gotta put it on the floor, making right reads and stuff like that. It's not just shooting the ball anymore because everybody know I'm a shooter. So, now it's time to like do other things and stuff and just get better with it. It only happen with time. And you can't force it. It's gotta happen on its own, but still be willing to put the work in and stuff. So
Yeah, fantastic. And after college, fortunate enough to turn pro. Last season, you spent your season in the German Pro A League with the Walter Tigers Tübingen, averaging 14.3 points, 5.3 rebounds. Big step in your career playing overseas and professionally for the first time. What was that experience like?
it was fun. I was scared at first because, going to a different country. I was kind of nervous. I will say that, getting on the plane, saying goodbye to my mom and them, knowing that I'm not gonna see them for. I was thinking I wasn't gonna see them at all, but my family did come over in February, so that aspect of it, and yeah, really that aspect of me not being able to see my family a lot, but it's basketball. Like I get paid to do it, so you gotta like embrace it. On the court wise, I mean, it was pretty good. I liked it. I think I learned a lot over there, learning the rules and stuff, knowing what you can do. It's real technical and stuff. Like you gotta really understand the defensive sets and stuff, knowing like when to switch off, how to do three switches and stuff like that. Offensively, I feel like it allowed my coach allowed me to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because I wasn't. He gave me a role. I love my role, of course, because he wanted me to put the ball in the basket and stuff. It was cool, but This me being comfortable with like being uncomfortable, like taking certain shots and stuff. Him letting me be able to grow as time went on, as been the games and stuff. Him trusting me. That was the main thing. I trusted him. And it was pretty fun. It was a nice first year for me, I feel like.
Wonderful. And it's incredible how it doesn't matter how far away that families always find a way to support. And obviously,
Yeah.
if we're lucky enough to see them in Leicester, we look forward to hosting them as well as yourself.
Yes, sir.
Was there any sort of anything that particularly surprised you about the European game when you first moved to Germany at all?
Mm, I think what surprised me, this is actually just the ages. Mind you, last year I was 23. So just me playing with being on the court with 33-year-olds and 35 years old. Like I remember the first game of the season, we played Tria. They was BBL. They had just went up BBL. And we played them, and I was playing against a guy. I forgot his name. He's a power forward, and matter of fact, he went from that BBL team to a different BBL team. But can't remember his name right now. But I was talking to him on the they were shooting free throws, and I just asked him how old he was, and he said I'm 33. I was like, dang. And he was like, oh, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 23. He's like, oh, you young. I was like, wait. I said, how long you been a pro? He said 10 years. I'm saying, dang, that's crazy. Like it just like dawned on me that like I'm really playing against older people that's way older than me. Like, so I think that's kind of what surprised me about it was that like, I'm really playing against grown men. Like, and people told me that before, like, we're gonna be playing against grown adults, but to really do it was kind of like, wow, and I got to see the difference between like the experienced players and the not so experienced players and stuff. So.
Yeah, definitely a new experience to professional game. Obviously, collegiate, high school, you're always fairly close together in age.
Yeah,
so yeah, definitely like a new experience.
3 years older or 2 or 3 years younger, but this is like 10 years older than me. It's like, oh, whoa, that's crazy, So I did.
Wonderful. And I think a fact that really stood out to me, that probably didn't get overlooked by many, is that you managed to play in all 34 regular season games. A bit of an Iron Man, which is always something to be viewed. It's so hard to get out for every single game. So I think something really, really impressed me, to be fair. But I guess from your view, Bernard, is that how would you view overall your first year as a pro?
I feel like still got room to grow, of course. You got a lot of more room to work and get better. I don't think I did terrible or bad. I think I did okay. Could have did better. I think I did okay. I mean, what would you think? I mean,
obviously, I've not watched the season. I've looked at your numbers. Okay. I've looked at a lot of numbers, but I would say pretty positive. I think earlier on highlighted your growth and development through collegiate game, and I think you would probably show the same in your time in Germany. And I think you showed that you adapted to the level, and then you really rose to the level. And I think you've been a bit harsh on yourself based on what I can see. I'll be honest with you, Bernard. And we're super excited that you're making that next step, and that next move is to us here in Leicester. Is there anything you know about the Riders so far at all?
I'm just aware that the tournament, I guess that's how I would say the big tournament is like in London, I want to say. You guys won, is it 18 champions or is it 20? I can't remember.
We've won a lot, so much so that I don't know the number off the top of my head, but we've won a decent amount. We're really proud of it. Yeah, 100%. And I guess with that in mind, what excites you the most about the coming season?
I'm just looking forward to trying to win. Honestly, I'm looking forward to being part of a brand new team. I'm looking to see how coach puts us together and make it work. So it's all about, of course, the talent on every team, but it's all about how can you put the best product on the floor and help us mesh together and win, and who's willing to buy in. And I think about me, I'm always willing to buy into whatever it is. Like, that's one of the things I really, really like pride myself on, is really buying into the system, no matter what role it is.
Fantastic. I think it's so important to have buy-in from the players that, willing to put winning in teams sort of before themselves a little bit. Music to all Riders fans' ears, I'm sure. And for those that haven't seen you play too much before, how would you describe your game to them? Bernard?
Uh, I would say athletic, can rebound, can play multiple positions, can guard multiple positions, 2 through the 5 even. Can shoot, um, and plays hard, and has a high motor. I think that's the best way to describe it.
100%. High motor, high energy, works hard, hard-nosed defender, all incredibly positive attributes. And traveling over to the UK, traveling over to Leicester, is there anything you're particularly looking forward to experiencing while you're over here, maybe for the first time?
So fun fact, I'm a big Toy Story guy, and I see you guys in the UK you have the what's it called? Disney Pixar thingy, and they got the toys, Andy's room. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing that. I'm really
Uh,
looking forward to seeing that. And my
uh,
sisters and stuff, they all like Toy Story. I put them on to it because um I have 4 sisters. I have one that's 20, one that is 11, one is 8, and the other one is 6. And so sometimes we always get together and watch Toy Story and stuff, and I come back home and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to
Fantastic.
going to Andy's room and stuff. That's one of the
Yeah,
things on my list.
yeah, it makes you basically the size of the toy. Everything in
Yeah.
there is pretty
Hmm.
huge. So I'm gonna ask you probably then what is then probably has now become the most toughest question you might get: Buzz or Woody? Who are you picking?
um, I gotta go with Buzz. But I like Woody too though, cause I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a tough one, but yeah, I gotta go with Buzz. I think Buzz.
Buzz. Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid question. Um, Fantastic. You mentioned that you got 4 sisters and you're sort of the oldest of the crop. Does that make you quite a defensive older brother, or were they ones giving you grief?
Oh, I'm very defensive. I feel like I love my sisters. I don't really play too much about them, but it's fun. It keeps me on my toes. It's pretty. I like it being a big brother and stuff. They always looking up to me. Like my one of Zoe, which is she's 11. My mom said that one day they was in the car and she was like, "I want to go to college just like my big brother Bernard." I was like, "Dang, that's crazy." Then my mom was like, "Yeah, see you inspiring them to do stuff." I'm like, "That's what's up." So for me, setting an example for them is actually pretty good. And now all of us play basketball, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, incredible. They obviously all just want to be like you, and I'm sure you'll inspire hundreds of
Yeah,
young Leicester fans when you're over here as well. So
of
that's
course.
pretty incredible. A few quick fire questions to round us out a little bit. What's your favourite food?
Wings. I love hot wings.
Hot wings? The hotter the
Yes.
better, or
Yeah, the hard. Well, depends on it depends on where they're from. They could be kind of hot, not too hot, but
uh, Riders fans? We need to make sure that you're hitting Bernard up with all your recommendations for the best wing joints in Leicester right now. Um, what's your favourite hobby away from basketball?
I like the bowl.
Tempting?
It's definitely yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Bowling or basketball? What are you better at? Would you say?
Well, basketball, bowling. It depends on I'm inconsistent. It depends on the day. It'll be days where I can get up to like 200. It'll be days where I get barely 100. So it depends on the day.
Wonderful. And we got a few bowling alleys in Leicester, to be fair, so you'll be fine. Who would you say is the toughest opponent you've played against?
The toughest opponent. Um, the toughest opponent like ever.
Ever, yeah, it's completely up to you.
Uh, I would say probably Benjamin Burnham. He played last year for Artland Dragons. We played the same position. He came from Virginia Tech, and now he's playing BBL. He moved up BBL this past year. Yeah, I would say him because of I like how he the way he played the game. Like he didn't force anything, and he knew when to score and when not to. He's pretty good. And this is his first year last year. He's going to the second year like I am. And I was just amazed by his game, like how he didn't force anything. He passed, I was pretty amazed by it. Like, he's an all around game. It was pretty good. And how he didn't force anything, he took his time and everything. He had great pace to it and stuff. So
Fantastic. And if you could pick any player from any era, who would be your dream 1v1 opponent?
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi the Claw.
The Claw. Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. Do you have any sort of pre-game mantras with that method to help get you going? Is music or mindfulness, anything like that still?
So a pregame ritual of mine, I have to take a shower. I got to shower before the game, preferably a hot shower. I have to listen to music, but preferably like calm music. No one to call it like slow music, but like something calm, something to keep me calm. Because like when I'm in the game, I'm always anxious and stuff, so I gotta find a way just to slow down and just be calm.
Wonderful. And then I guess sort of more of a question of the day type vibe. If you could instantly become world class at one skill, any skill, what would it be?
World class at one skill. Without like just have to, nothing with basketball. It don't have to be
It
basketball.
could be open to your imagination, absolutely anything.
I guess flying a plane.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd
Flying
be
a
pretty
plane
cool.
because I don't see how do you do it. I don't really see how do you do it. Yeah, I would love to fly a plane. Have being able to fly a plane.
Fantastic. So all that's left to be today is a huge thank you to you, Bernard, for joining me today. I've actually really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better, hearing about you, your family, learning about you, your passion for Toy Story, amongst other things. Obviously, you've had a really interesting route through basketball via Savannah, Catawba, Western Carolina, Germany, and we are genuinely really enthused to have you here in Leicester. Before I do let you go, do you have a quick message for the Riders fans?
I just want to let them know that they're getting a high motor, willing to do anything for the team and win. I feel like with me on the roster, it definitely you're getting energy, you're getting heart, and you're getting passion for the game.
Fantastic, fantastic. All great things to hear. So, Riders fans, you've heard from Bernard, our latest signing ahead of the new Super League basketball season. Make sure that you are subscribing to the Riders YouTube page, hitting the bell so you get notified every time a new video comes up, so you can be the first to hear from the new players. And we do have now the first opportunity to see the guys play live as we host Liverpool in a preseason game on September the 11th. Make sure you head to the website riders.basketball to secure your tickets. Only £10 a ticket. There's literally nothing you could be doing better that evening. So before we go, just a massive thank you for you watching as well from me and Riders fans. If you could instantly become world class at one skill, what would it be? Make sure you put your answers in the comments as well as any questions that you have for Bernard. Make him feel super welcome in the comments below. For now, we'll see you real soon.